Hey, what's happening, family? It's your man, Mark Black. So, first things first, I want to make sure to wish everybody a happy hump day today. We halfway there, family. Just 2 more days, and the weekend is yourn, all right? I do want to ask, though, that we have quite a few people share this one. If you watch live today, make sure you share this one, right? Because this is going to be one of the most important broadcasts I feel like that I ever do. All right, and I want to make sure that we get this one in front of as many eyeballs as possible. You dig? So, with that said, first of all, I want to give a shout out to 89 Annual Nimbus there, who is the latest to become an angry black sheep. Welcome to the team. We definitely need you, and you are definitely appreciated. Second of all, I do want to mention that the other day, the broadcast that I did the other day, I need to apologize for that one. I got advice that told me, not to, but I'll listen to all the advice I get. Sorry, Miss Dini. But the reason why I'm apologizing for that broadcast is because it was not up to my normal standards. I don't usually tend to respond to shit in my feelings. Right, I believe in bringing the data, bringing the information, and letting you decide for yourselves how you want to deal with certain situations or how you want to view things. And that broadcast, while I think that I was, right about my feeling about the situation, I can also understand that other people may not have necessarily seen it that way, right? So I'm not happy with the broadcast the other day. I didn't have really as much passion for the subject or for the topic as I normally do. And so I hope that that's my one flub, right? That you could give your brother his one and let me ride, right? Because we ain't going to hit it on all cylinders every time, all right? So with that said, let's get right into the topic of this broadcast. This broadcast topic is black female failure does not equal. That's what that little equal sign with the slash to it means. It means does not equal black male success. Now, what's prompting this broadcast? Well, let's just get the motherfucking elephant out of the room, shall we? As you all know, it has been recently brought out that she whose wig must not be named, Oprah Wigfrey herself, right, the nameless one, has announced, or, well, she had no choice but to announce at this point, her pregnancy by another well-known pro-black YouTuber, who now is currently being referred to as we speak as Raw Dog Perkins. All right. And so, yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Because, again, family, one of the things that I like to do is present you with object lessons, right? Things that occur in real life, right? Not no made up, fake, hypothetical fuckery, but real life fuckery that we can learn from moving forward. Now, as you all know, I refuse to use her name. All right. I don't believe in giving her any shine, any hype, any publicity. And hopefully I will keep this short enough to where the amount of discussion that I give her and anybody involved with her is minimized. But her situation presents an object lesson. An object lesson in black female failure. As you all know, she whose wig must not be named has become known for developing a body of work that basically shits on everything black and male. She has constantly referred to us collectively as dusty beta male coons, or in the words of one of the brothers I was listening to today who was elaborating on this, beta male coons, right? So she constantly refers to our ineffectual attempts to deliver us from evil and so on and so forth, all right? At one point, strangely enough, Oprah Winfrey was known on this platform as somebody who went quite hard in the paint on our white American counterparts. All right? Quite hard. Phrases like evil, caucasoid devil, and so on and so forth flew liberally from between the lips of this individual. And to be fair, salute to my brother CRU, by the way. Welcome to the broadcast. To be fair, many of us who know of her are those of us who rode with her in her more strident days of vocal advocacy against white supremacy, racism, whiteism, etc. Okay. Now, for those of you who have followed this individual for quite some time, understand that at the advent of the so-called YouTube ad crisis, our esteemed ethnic compatriot switched up from her strident, manifest, vocal distillations of the evil of all things white and pale to discussing the pathology, her words, right? Because, hey, if it's worth being intellectual, it must be worth being pseudo-intellectual. At least that's what I'm thinking she's on. And subsequently turned her entire broadcast platform into the YouTube home of black male destruction. Verbally, emotionally, mentally, you name it. If it could do anything to hurt us, she was pretty much on board. She denied openly her pro-black bona fides, and quickly the gravy train started to chug along the track. Her fan base of males dropped off like off a cliff, but she increased her fan base through bitter bitches and bundle skunks and flightless birds who were just loving her new message of black girl magic and black male irresponsibility and lack of accountability. And this, my friends, brings us up to the modern day, right up to today. Now, subsequently, of course, as things always tend to do, there were, how shall we say, happenstances going on behind the scenes. Yes. It appears that she whose wig must not be named met another YouTuber, a one Robert Perkins, a.k.a. the nigga with the tattoos, who, by the way, in the interest of full disclosure, I'm subscribed to and have been a fan of his for quite some time. Now, they subsequently developed an offline or IRL relationship, at which point she thought that it was feasible for her to leave the environs in which she was formerly located, i.e. the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, right? Shout out to Seattle. It's where your boy is. For the east side, North Carolina. Which coincidentally, it turns out that the said Mr. Perkins resides. But I digress. So, she's now engaged in a hot and heavy relationship with Mr. Perkins. And he, of course, demonstrates his ardor with liberal applications of swipe and ski. The whole 9 yards. According to Cynthia G herself, for the first month or so, they was just smashing whenever. Raw dog. Right? Just, she met the dude on YouTube and traveled across the motherfucking country, and now she's getting beat in raw. And strangely enough, this is the thing that fucks me up. Okay, so here this woman is claiming, or I should say, posing to be an intellectual. Okay, throwing out terms like psychopathology and other psychological jargon, right? To buttress her argument that the black male is the most incapable, ineffective, weak males on the planet motherfucking Earth. That we are singularly responsible for every issue that the black community faces. Yet, she didn't know that you could get pregnant a month later after you start taking birth control and you've been getting skeeted up being raw dog for a solid month. Like, somebody make this make sense to me. Talk black to me, right? Because am I missing something here? Okay, wait. Pause. Let's rewind a bit. All right. Now, I got to come at this from a dude's perspective because I don't bear the respect of genitalia to come at it from a female perspective. All right. I, as a dude, go into the chocolate tunnel, the cave of wonders, right? Smash. Ski. And I know that unless I'm painting the walls and I lay some plastic down, that I'm liable to get some splashing around and have some after effects I may not have been necessarily desirous of getting. Like pregnancies and shit. Okay? Now, this is from the male perspective. I'm assuming that from the female fucking perspective, that they would know that if they getting blown out on probably what appeared to have been a daily basis, this is a new relationship. You know how we is when it's new, right? If we ain't eating or sleeping, we fucking. So when it's new, you getting it in pretty much every motherfucking day for a solid month. But the thought of pregnancy doesn't cross your mind until you start taking birth control in the second month, bitch. Like, help me make this make sense. At any rate, not to get too far off into the weeds. She whose wig must not be named is now going to bear a child who, it turns out, is the love child of said Mr. Perkins, a.k.a. Raw Dog. And here we are. Now, in order for this to be an object lesson about black female failure, as much as I am not wanting to do this, it must be done. Because the said Mr. Perkins plays a role in the fact that this is an absolute motherfucking fail for Oprah Winfrey. This brother has 5 motherfucking kids by, I think, 5 different babies' mamas. Now, this is not to say that he's not taking care of his seeds or anything like that. I don't have any information or data to suggest otherwise, and so I will not conjecture it. But we have all the information we need to know that this man has 5 different children by what appears to be 5 different women. I got 2 bio kids, and I was trying to get snipped after my first one. Kids are motherfucking expensive. They're beautiful. They're great gifts. But they're motherfucking expensive. And I ain't rich. All right? So I knew right after my first one, I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. Unless I want to have my family eating out of garbage cans and sleeping in cardboard boxes, I have to control my shit. I got to make sure that either I am not fucking Or if I am fucking, I don't have any possibility of impregnating a female. So I attempted to get snipped after my first one. They refused to do it. They said I was too young and so on and so forth. Bunch of fuckery. And I subsequently ended up, by the way, with the same woman. Both of my children are born to one female. I don't have multiple baby mamas out here. I got 2 bio kids, 1 woman, 1 mother. They both have the same father, same dad. Or same mother, same father, okay? But she got me with another one, all right? I didn't really have a say that much in that. I was essentially tricked, right? She told me that she was utilizing birth control when she had actually stopped taking birth control in order to get pregnant. And she told me out of her mouth that she had the baby to try to keep me. So, black folk, you know what this is. It was keep a nigga baby. Now, I love my son. Don't get it twisted, all right? That's my bug man. But he was a trap baby. All right, a keep a nigga baby. But I have 2. After him, he wasn't even 8 months before I said, Doc, if you don't snip these motherfuckers, I'm snipping them myself. So I went in to Seattle's best. And 10 minutes later, done deal. No more kids about your boy. I done made my contribution to the motherfucking gene pool. Because you see, family, that's what's called discipline. That's what's called control. Respect. It's respect for my future unborns who I would have struggled like a motherfucker to take care of. It's respect for myself so that I don't end up in even more fuckery trying to take care of kids I can't afford. Our Mr. Perkins, aka Raw Dog, has not practiced any of this shit. You know, as a black man, I can see 1 kid, maybe even 2, right? Maybe even 2. I could see a brother having 2 kids, 1 that he thought he wanted and 1 on some fuckery, right? Because women gonna get their motherfucking pound of flesh. So 2. Not 5. Not 5. Not with 5 different fucking women. That brother needed to be going outside with a raincoat on even when he wasn't hard. Just in case. Just in case that nigga might have been the one with the motherfucking super sperm that was airborne. And he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So now here we are. 5 kids down and 1 on the motherfucking way. Now, I know enough about Mr. Perkins to know that he is not a rich man. I know enough about Mr. Perkins to know that that motherfucker's a work-a-day stiff like the rest of us. Meaning that you 2 niggas, man. You and CRU. God damn it.
That's my baby.
I know, I get it. I'm seeing the chat over. I'm gonna have to go back and read this shit later. CRU, you and Miss Denny, y'all off the chain. But I know enough about Mr. Perkins to know that he is not a rich man. I know enough of him to know that he struggles with taking care of the 5 he got. Now, I have seen evidence that it looks like he does a good job at being a father, being engaged in their lives. But the brother is spread quite motherfucking thin. And that shit is a recipe for failure. For himself and his children. I hate to be the one to say it. But when this bitch was talking about dusty beta males, our brother Robert is almost an object lesson in the shit that she was talking about. Now I'm done chewing on his ass. I'm done. Because now we got to get back to the queen wig, right? We got to get back to she whose wig must not be named. How is this an object lesson in black female failure for, you know, the wiggy wonder, right? Oprah Wigfrey, Miss Wiggy. She sat here and built an entire fucking platform shitting on black men. But when she was ready, because if you look at the evidence, right, go on Star Cookies Twitter. Star Cookies on Twitter is the one who gave out all the motherfucking receipts. Trust me, you see a whole timeline of the receipts. This bitch planned this shit. When it came time for her to spit out a baby on some conscious, woke, pro-black shit, this bitch ends up a single motherfucking mama? And she chose it? But she gets this shit on me and my brothers about our ineffectualness, our inability to fight against our current and historical oppressors. Bitch, fuck you. You had every motherfucking opportunity to do this shit right. Every opportunity. Even with your shrill-ass voice, your rampant-ass use of pseudo-intellectualism, your patent and clear and obvious attempts to gain remuneration off of the pro-black community, in spite of all of that, you still had quite a few many simps who would have gladly contributed seed to you. Some of which are actually brothers of means, of substance, who are vastly better than your trifling ass. And who you choose? You choose the motherfucking nigga with the tattoos. Good goddamn. No shade at Brother Robert, but Brother Robert, keep it a full fucking buck, sir. You are not that nigga, okay? You are not on some old, rich nigga shit. Like, I'm trying to think of rich niggas. You not Jay-Z, bruh. You not balling like that. You got a nice little following on YouTube. Spec do, right? You might be making a little chunk of change off your YouTube shit. Spec do, right? But nigga, you a working stiff like me. Matter of fact, I'm actually doing quite better than you. And I'm unemployed right now. You, sir, were not that nigga. But she chose you. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? So after all this fuckery, all this madness that we have been subjected to on YouTube for months now from this bitch, when she finally chews up, she chooses a dusty beta male. And that, my friends, is an object lesson in black female fucking failure. That no matter how well they speak, no matter how much pseudoscientific jargon that they use, at the end of the day, if it's a choice between going the right path and being a chazer, a pig what don't fly straight, many of these bitches will choose to be a pig what don't fly straight. In spite of all the evidence, in spite of all of the data, in spite of all of the information, in spite of this bitch hitting her head against reality like she's banging it against a brick fucking wall, they would choose dysfunction. Because it looked good. Ooh, shiny shit. The queen bee. The arch motherfucking wig herself. The head bitch in charge. Showed y'all the way. She chose Pookie. No disrespect to you, Mr. Perkins, but nigga, you a Pookie. Ain't no shame in it unless you can't admit it. Black female failure. Object lesson. I could not have planned a better object lesson than this. I could have sat down and wrote out a whole script for some shit to try to describe for y'all the object lesson. Real life presented us with the only lesson we fucking need. But you know what though, family? The greatest hits just keep on fucking coming. Because with the recent closure of the government and the threat of motherfuckers losing benefits, you know, cuts, there's a lot of motherfuckers that's on the verge of failure right now. A lot of them. A lot of them. Who, when they were on the ascendant, when they were on the rise, rather than using their political capital and their newly acquired economic gains to further the goals of all of us as a people, told black men, fuck you, I got mine. Black female failure. You brothers are seeing it live and in living motherfucking color. No, this shit ain't Memorex. It's live. But hold on a second. Because, brothers, like Admiral Akbar said, it's a trap. Because black female failure does not equate to black male success. You see, understand me. We are a very emotional people. Trust me, I know. That's what I love about us. We some emotional motherfuckers. We don't just know shit, we feel shit. That's right, CRU, in dust we trust. And I have to say it. There's quite a few motherfucking brothers right now that are throwing goddamn parties. There was nearly a 5-6 hour roast of her royal wigness this morning and her boy toy, her soon-to-be baby daddy. And niggas went in. We rejoiced. Ding dong, the bitch is dead, the wicked bitch, right? We were singing this shit. Niggas laughed until they sides hurt at the irony, the sheer, unadulterated karma that has descended upon this bitch. And that's okay. That's perfectly all right. There was a lot of brothers that when the government shut down and they started announcing that, hey, we're going to give you benefits for February in January, but you ain't guaranteed to get shit for March. So you best to make do. There was a lot of brothers who did videos rejoicing to the heavens. It was like an hosanna from all across the country. Like, ah, right? Niggas static. Like my man Obsidian said, shout out to Obsidian. Cuts! Right? And again, I understand it. I get it. I feel you. Now that you've had your emotional response, brothers. Now that you got to do a little bit of finger wagging and pointing and saying, see, bitch, I told you, right? Okay. Now you done had your moment. Now we need to get down to some real motherfucking brass tacks. We need to get down to some real shit. Because, contrary to what many of you may think, brothers, their failure does not automatically equal our success. We brothers in 2019, regardless of how many L's these evil motherfuckers might be holding, we are still atomized to hell and back. And we are fading and failing because of it. Let me run some shit down to you, brothers. Peace, Alan. Welcome to the broadcast, brother. Glad to have you. Brother, by every objective measurement you can look at, your black ass is representative of the bottom of the pile. The low man on the totem pole. While everybody else is getting to take a piss, you getting a face full of yellow rain. Whether it's life expectancy, whether it's health outcomes, whether it's educational attainment, whether it's through access to the economic system, whether it's keeping your black ass free from the mass incarceration system, whether it is preventing you from accidentally not making it home at night, getting gunned down by the police, whatever objective measurement you want to use, we black men are constantly holding the shitty end of the stick. Now, we know now, those of us who have taken our hefty dose of red pills, we know now that everybody in America is on board with that program, including many of our sisters. Okay? So this is what we know. So brothers, when are we going to understand that when I look at you and you look at me, regardless of whether I'm short and you tall, regardless of whether I'm fat and you skinny, regardless of whether I'm rich and you poor, regardless of whether you Muslim, I'm Christian, or you atheist and I'm not, when are we going to realize, black men, that you and me, brother to brother, are all we fucking got? We laughing at the L's that these individual black women and some of our collective might be holding. But brother, you still on the bottom. Don't get it wrong. I understand the desire to say, I told you so. But I told you so, and 50 Cent won't even get you a cup of coffee, bruh. Rejoice if you must. The Germans even have a word for it, those canny fuckers. They call it Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude is taking your pleasure in the hurt being caused to others. Right now, brothers, you having some good ass opportunities to engage in a little Schadenfreude. You're having your opportunity right now to sit back and chuckle your ass off. There's a lot of motherfuckers that's having some wake-up calls they wasn't expecting. It's a lot of motherfuckers out here that's holding some L's. So, brother, if you are insistent upon indulging in Schadenfreude, be my guest. But now, when you're done, understand this, that your taking pleasure in their downfall don't mean shit if you don't have a concurrent uplift of you and yours. And who is you and yours? Well, it's simple. I am you and you are mine. Let me repeat that for the brothers sitting in the back of the motherfucking internets. I am yours and you are mine. We are brothers. We, the descendants of slaves, is my first tribe, my brothers. But black men in general, you are my brothers. I am yours and you are mine. Easy enough math, right? Even if you didn't finish school, brother, no shade to you, but even if you didn't finish school, you know enough math to know that that equals 100%. You plus me equals 100%. You plus me plus brother CRU plus brother Allen equals 100%. No matter how many brothers we get together, the more of us we get together, the more 100% we keep. I'm you and you are me. And we are each other. We are brothers. CRU said we all need the dozens every now and again to dissipate the stress. Boy, you know we get it in. We get in the dozens. But it's okay. Like I said, I understand the desire for Schadenfreude, right? For rejoicing at the downfall of motherfuckers who do nothing but spend their time telling us how shit we are. I get it. But now understand, brothers, after you've engaged in that, after you've had your, bitch, I told you. Understand, we got work to fucking do. Because their failure does not automatically equal our success. Let me tell you how fucked up the game really is. You got some powerful brothers out here with some great ass ideas. Shout out to Cerulean. Shout out to Officer Faulkner. Shout out to Angry Man. Those are the architects of the Gray Faulkner Initiative and the Angry Man Standard. But you want to hear something fucked up, brothers? Because we haven't done the work, even if you were to commit to upholding the Angry Man Standard right now, you'd fail at it. You'd fucking fail. How do I know this? It's very simple. You can't uphold something that you haven't done the work, developed the habits to uphold. See, it's one thing for Angry Man to give us the standard, right? That you are to be the leader of your home, that you are to take care of your woman and children, right? That you have the right to be treated with respect, with deference, with kindness, with compassion and empathy. And should any of those things be violated, you also have the right to deliver correction and institute discipline in your household. Those are all fucking fine and amazing things. Trust me. But so many of you brothers are so unused to being treated like that because you've never been treated with respect, with deference, with compassion, with empathy, with submission, that should you find a woman right now that meets that standard, you don't know what the fuck to do with her. Because you got pieces of you've had to leave all over your motherfucking life for n number of years. She could be standing right there in your face. willing to be on board with the entire program, and your ass don't know how to fucking deal with her. In your mind, because of your pain, because of your hostility, secretly you be waiting for the other fucking shoe to drop. You'll be thinking to yourself, you may not say it out loud, black man, but you'll be thinking to yourself, oh, I've been to this motherfucking party before. See, she talking real good right now. Like she's pretending she's on board the train with me. But 6 months from now, she gonna flip the script. So I'm just gonna watch this bitch. And the first time that she might say something a little left, because they ain't perfect. The first time she may snap back at you. She's otherwise a great gal, does everything you ask her to do, submissive as hell, treats you like a king, worships the ground you fucking walk on. But she slip up one time. She get tired and she get mouthy and she says, well, why? Or, damn, I just did that for you yesterday. She just on one. That was all the evidence you needed to be able to say, see, I knew this bitch was lying to me. Because you fucked up, right? Because you haven't done the work needed to be able to have somebody like that in your life, to be able to understand what it feels like to have somebody like that in your life. The moment she makes a mistake, the moment she slips up once, you're not going to see it as she made a mistake. My woman's tripping today. Let me show some kindness, some deference, right? And let her have this one. Nah, you're going to go straight to the motherfucking discipline part. Or you're going to be shit testing her. Yeah, I said it. Now, before I continue, I need to define what shit testing is. For those of you who are MGTOW brothers out there, or IBOR brothers, you know, SYSBM brothers, you know exactly what I'm referring to. If you've been a member of the PUA community or any of the other parts of the black manosphere, you know exactly what I'm referring to when I say shit testing. We usually refer to shit testing as bullshit a bitch will put us through just for us to prove our love and devotion. But what a lot of motherfuckers won't tell you is that men are capable of doing shit tests too. So you get you this good woman, right? You tell her, look, this is my standard. This is how we rolling. If you fuck with me, this is where we're moving. This is how we operating from day one, from word say go. And if you can't agree to this or adhere to this, I can't fuck with you. And after you run it all down, she says, yeah, I'm with that. I love you and I'm with that. So you got her. But now you don't trust really that you got her. So you do little bullshit to see if you can set her up for failure. You throw shit tests at her, right? You might ask her to do something obviously irrational that you have no real reason or purpose to be demanding from her just to see if she'll obey. That's a shit test. And it's foul. But again, because brothers, you haven't done the work you need to do. You haven't had the healing that you need to have. You haven't instituted the policies, procedures, methods, tactics, and strategies that uplift you first. Then you won't be ready for a woman that adheres to a standard like the Angry Man standard, even if she was sitting right in front of your motherfucking face. So what I want to talk to us about today is what we need to do to be ready. It is not enough for us to rejoice at their failure. We have to position ourselves for success. Are you following me, black men? my brother. Her fucking falling down is not enough. You have to put yourself in a position to rise. So that's what we need to be talking about. These object lessons of their failure, example time and time again of their bullshit ideologies, their bullshit understandings, their pseudo-intellectual flightless bird babble, failing on them time and time again. It's fucking wonderful. But when I'm done laughing, if I haven't done the work for my brothers and myself to ensure our uplift, then them failing don't mean shit for us. So, brothers, let me share with you a few ideas that I think will be beneficial to you to ensure your success, rather than us wasting our time rejoicing in the failure of a flightless bird to fly. One of the things right off the bat that I want to say that brothers need to do is we need to unify in every fucking area possible. We gotta get together. Look, if you a single brother and you living by yourself and you struggling, you fucking failing. You need to be looking to try to get a house or an apartment with 2, 3, 4 other brothers. And y'all need to have that motherfucker crack. Now, I know what you're thinking. Man, fuck that, man. I don't want to live with a bunch of no good ass niggas. I got to have my own. Let me tell you something, fool. While you sitting here trying to pretend like you holding your baby nuts, having your own, every other dude of every other ethnicity out there who's young like you or who's struggling like you is partnered up with other men. That's right. I'll give you a case and example. I used to work at a Denny's restaurant. And shit, I was like the only black man in that motherfucker. The rest of them was females and Mexicans. Not Latinos. I used the right term, Mexicans. All right? From Veracruz, from Oaxaca, from, from Chihuahua, and so on and so forth. You know, Mexicans. All right? All of the motherfucking cooks was Mexican. Carlos, Juan, and Jose. Because it was 2 motherfucking Juans. All right? And these motherfuckers used to try to flip shit at me. But hablo un poco de español, right? I know a little Spanish, so you ain't gonna just get no bullshit off on me. So once they realized that I know Spanish, we became cool. All right? So, I'm shift lead, shift manager at this place, and a server. I moved up through the ranks. I started off as a server, but I was cold with that serving game. Nigga, Dave, tell him. I was cold at that server game, though. I could go over to a 20 top. That's 20 motherfuckers sitting at a table. Take everybody's drink orders, take everybody's entree orders, and take everybody's dessert order and not write down a goddamn thing and not make a single mistake. I was making money hand over fist as a server because I loved this shit. To me, it was like a memory game. I used different mnemonic techniques to remember who was sitting where and what they ordered. I love serving. So because I was so good at it, they decided to make me a shift manager. So one night, I'm there doing my shift manager duty, so I'm not serving that night. And I'm talking to Carlos, right? Because the store is slow. And the manager can pretty much go all over the store and say whatever, do whatever, right? So that's my store during the time I'm there. So I'm going back there talking to Carlos. And I said, Carlos, man, where's Juan? Because Carlos and Juan usually worked the shift together. They were 2 best cooks. He said, he's at home. And I said, oh, for real? I said, wait a minute, how you know that nigga at home? You know what I'm saying? He's like, we all live in the same house. Wait, what? Yeah, me, Juan. Yeah, we all live in the same house. No shit. Tell me more. So basically, this is how they do it. They all worked at Denny's making about $10 an hour cooking, right? And they work full 8-hour shifts, okay? So that's 4 dudes working 40 hours a week at $10 an hour, right? So that's $400 a week before taxes for each dude, right? Or $1,600 a month that they bringing in collectively. All right. The apartment they were staying in was a 1-bedroom. Each of them had a little spot on the floor they could crash, like a little bed or a futon mattress or something like that. When they went to buy groceries, they all from Mexico, right? So they all eating the same shit. So why would Juan go buy his groceries and Carlos go buy his groceries and Jose go buy his groceries? No. They went and bought bags of pintos, right? Bags of masa to make tortillas. They got a comal, right? So they can make their own shit. Because they wasn't wasting their money eating out every motherfucking day. So they put together each $200-$300 a month for food. Plus they did eat at work too, so that saved them on meals and shit. Right? Now think about this. I said, Jose, how much are y'all paying for that apartment you stay in? This is in KC, and this was back in the day when rents was a little lower. So for a 1-bedroom apartment, they was paying like $395 a month. Now split that $395 up into 4. Right? Because remember, they live together. So they split the $395 up into 4. So let's say that they rent $400. That means that the rent is $100. So you spend $400 a month in food, maybe. Maybe you niggas like to eat. No, you just spending $100 a month in food. Because y'all cooking and everybody eating out the same food. Plus you got your leftovers and shit. Right? Let's say the light bill is high. Y'all niggas sitting that motherfucker with the lights on 24/7. And the light bill $150. Nope. Divide that into 4. You see what I'm saying? So your light bill is $32.50. I could go on and on, but I think you motherfuckers is getting the point. Now, what's the end result of these 4 Mexican cats living together? Well, I'll tell you. Juan liked to fix cars. So what he did was he took his excess money, which it just so happened since he wasn't paying no more than maybe $200 a month out for shit, he had excess money, and he would go and buy cars that he would fix up. And he would do that for 6 months. Then he would take a trip down to Veracruz, where he's from, and take those same cars that he fixed up here and sell them in Veracruz for the high. The other one wanted to get into landscaping. So what he did was he stacked up his bread. He bought a riding mower. He brought an edger, weed whackers, trimmers, and all that other shit. And the only thing he was on hold for when I last talked to him about the shit was a truck. But Jose was looking for a truck for Juan. Carlos was married. So he was looking to try to find a way to bring his wife here to America. So he was stacking up his chips for that. And so on and so on. After a year of them doing that, they all had their own businesses. Now, they were still working at Denny's. But if Denny's had said, oh, we're closing up shop today, every nigga up in there would be like, damn, now I got to go down to the unemployment office. Meanwhile, every motherfucking Mexican up in there would have been like, well, shit, I got money. Fuck it. Close this motherfucker down. And that, brothers, is why you need to stop fucking failing by yourself and start succeeding with your brothers. You too good to live with other niggas. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, I haven't even gotten to the good part. So you know all that excess money that they had left over because they was splitting the bills 4 ways? They also did what they called a tonta. French people might know it as a tontina, right? We in English would refer to it as a rotating credit group. Let me explain to you how this shit works. You got some money. I got some money. Dave got some money. CRU got some money. So we agree that every month we're going to put in $500 into a pot, into a kitty. All right? And every month we're going to have a drawing, and one of us 4 brothers gets that pot. So if I put in 500, Dave put in 500, CRU put in 500, right? We all put in 500. That's $2,000. Okay? Oh, yeah. So every month, one of us is getting $2,000 to use for whatever we need. So remember I told you that Jose was looking for a truck for his landscaping business and Juan was supposed to help him out? Juan wasn't able to find a truck that was reasonable enough. But because they were doing a tonta, right? Jose was able to take a chunk of money and go down to the motherfucking used car dealership and buy a Ford pickup truck right off that motherfucker for $2,000 cash. So now his business is straight. He's got a truck. He's got a trailer. He's got a riding mower. He's got an edger. He's got all the shit that he needs to do his landscaping shit. Now, at first, it's just him. But now, Jose is used to working with his brothers. So if he sees another Mexican cat who's looking for a come up, he'll say, check this out. I'm getting jobs now where I might need 2 or 3 more folk. You come work with me. At first, you won't make a lot. But I'll put you on, and you can come work for me and make some money. And then when you got enough money, I'll let you buy into the business and we can all get paid. Cool. Thanks, Jose. Gracias, mi amigo. And that's how they come up. Imagine you be seeing these flocks of motherfucking Mexicans doing landscaping in all these rich white neighborhoods, and you laugh at them motherfuckers as you drive by on your shit with 24s on it. I bet you each and every last one of them motherfuckers out there got more money in his pocket when you drive by than you do. Why? Because they will work together. They will live together. They will eat together. And you won't. So the first thing, brothers, that we need to do is we need to get out this bullshit that we can do it all by ourselves. Nigga, you cannot do it all by yourselves. The whole fucking system is set up to ensure that the lone wolf is killed, but the pack survives. You are not the lone wolf, black man. No, you're a member of the pack. And it's time for you to start acting like one. It is time for you to get together with your homeboy Raheem, your homeboy Jay, right? Your homeboy, Skillet, right? And whoever else the fuck you got around you. And you say, nigga, I'm broke. And you broke. And he broke. But if we start putting our shit together, maybe we'll be less broke. And maybe if we put enough together, we'll have enough for all of us to get a come up. Y'all done bought into the myth of individualism and it's fucking you in your ass. This is why you got brothers out there traumatized because they think they the only ones that's going through what the fuck they going through. We need each and every single last brother. Every single one. There should be nothing CRU has to do by himself. There should be nothing Dave needs to do by himself. There should be nothing that Mark Black has to do by himself. Not with my brothers out there, it isn't. Another thing, brothers, that you need to make sure to be doing is you need to support your motherfucking interests. You have, luckily, in this day and time, groups of brothers who are out here working to understand the system in which we exist under, who are dropping jewels on you every day. Shout out to the elder BGS. Shout out to the brother Cerulean. Shout out to Angry Man. Shit, shout out to your man Mark Black. But yet, when we come to you, brothers, and we say that we love you, and we want to make sure we keep doing this shit for you, so click the motherfucking link, we get told, oh, these niggas is just trying to get our paper, man. I mean, I like what the brother's saying, but it ain't worth $5, man. What I'm telling you on this broadcast tonight, brother, if you put it into practice, could be worth millions to you. If you got with the right group of brothers and y'all put y'all's efforts together collectively, could be worth millions. But you'll begrudge me for asking for your spare coins, for your $5 right now. You begrudge me. You begrudge Angry Man. You say shit like, oh man, there's so many brothers, I can't support you. Oh yes you can. Throw $1 each and every last one our way. I ain't sitting here asking you to break a bank. I know what my audience is. We black men. We ain't rich. But why should I have to beg my brothers to support what's in their interests? I come on here and speak to them, for them, advocate and fight for them, first and foremost. But we got to fight with each other to support each other's interests. And before you say anything ill about me popping the link in the chat, I'll have you know that I'm a Patreon of at least 2 motherfuckers that's in the black manosphere. And I'm unemployed. I ain't working. And I contribute faithfully every month on Patreon. It don't hurt you, brother, to throw $1 at your brother and say thank you for the gem, man. Especially when some of the jewels and the gems that our brothers be delivering to each other could be literally worth millions in the hands of the right brother. The information about what your relationship dynamics are with the women and the other brothers around you could be worth a completely new world for many of our brothers. Discussing the ins and outs and the ways and means of the Gray Faulkner Initiative. Brothers, because I'm a veteran myself. If you have a question about what you can expect from the military, brother, hit me up. Don't go into it with your eyes closed. Don't be scared. Right? Hold on a second, Dave. I know. Give me just a second. Do this. Let me know if that works for you. You might have to cut and copy and paste that into your browser or whatever, but see if you can do it that way. And I appreciate just you having the willingness. See, I want you to understand something, brothers. I understand sometimes you can't call it. There are many times when I'm watching a broadcast and a brother's just hitting it on all cylinders and I'm sitting there kicking myself in the ass, wishing I had $5 to throw the brother's way in appreciation for the wisdom, for the jewels that he's just sprinkling in my motherfucking lap. So this ain't me guilt tripping you, but this is to say this. You have, for the first time in forever, a lot of brothers and sisters too. Shout out to Sister Kendra D, aka DJ Fish Grease. Shout out to Sister Shar and other sisters that I'm aware of. Shout out to Miss Denny, the Black Honey Badger, right? So you have people who are looking to fight for you, to help deliver you from the situation in which you find yourself. And we do it gladly. We do it willingly. But it ain't free. Freedom isn't free. Support your interests, brothers. If we're speaking the words that you need to hear, if we're advocating for the policies and the changes that you need to see have happen, then you need to support your interests. It's as simple as that. The third thing that we brothers need to do is we need to stop focusing on handing people L's and start focusing on snatching some W's. Because while I spent a shit ton of time of talking about she whose wig must not be named and her male acolyte, truth be told, if you really want to know my opinion about their circumstance, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about what she's doing. I don't give a fuck about the baby in her belly. I don't give a fuck about who put it there. None of that shit means a goddamn hill of beans to me. And do you want to know why I don't give a fuck? Because I'm too busy sitting here trying to think of ways to succeed. And not only for me to succeed, but for my brothers to succeed. I don't have time to be focused on somebody else's fucking failures. I can promise you, brothers, with all the shit that's coming down the pike, it's going to be a lot of motherfuckers in 2019 moving forward who's going to be holding some serious L's. Sit back and enjoy your moments of Schadenfreude. But understand this, your mindset needs to be focused on your success. Brothers, there's a truth that I would like to share with you. Like Miss Denny said in the words of Petty Pendergrass, our brother Turian. Shout out to Turian Rain. I feel nothing. I hear you on that one. Brothers, here's a truth that I think is important for you to know. And that is this. That if you spend half your time getting you some business and the other half minding your business, you'll have a full-time job. Because I'm going to tell you, brothers, all respect due, but some of us is looking like real bitches right now. We can't wait for the latest receipts, hot off the presses, to hit, for the next scandal, for the next expose. Ooh, shit. Who them motherfuckers fucking? Who they with? Oh, they done scammed somebody? I mean, brothers, come on now. Come on now. I hate to have to be the one to bust a lot of our bubbles, but let's face facts. Negroes, a lot of us is acting like bitches right now. We can't wait for somebody to start spilling the tea. If you got your mind focused on you and your success, and remember, who are you? You are me, and I am you, right? So if I got my mind focused on my success, on your and my success, what time do I have really to spend worrying about what some other motherfucker doing, whether they failing or not? Brothers, we've been too long under this gynocracy, and we have developed some rather unsavory habits. And one of those habits, unfortunately, which we've picked up from the woman who raised us, is this desire to motherfucking gossip. Now, that's not to say that we should allow fuckery to exist. No, not at all. When you see fuckery, call it out. All right? When you see people getting bopped, getting scammed, especially when they're beating your brothers, call the motherfuckers out. But there's a difference between holding motherfuckers accountable and gossip mongering. There's a difference between calling out fuckery and seeking moments of schadenfreude. One is beneficial. The other is not. You, my beautiful black brothers, man, y'all are living in one of the most unique and amazing times to be a black man. You are alive at a time where our voices across every medium you can possibly imagine are growing by leaps and bounds. You also live in the time of the decline of one of the most heinous empires ever to exist on the planet Earth. So what the fuck do you want to do about that? I don't want to hear shit about no fucking receipts. I don't give less of a damn. Cynthia G, which damn it, you made me say the bitch's name. She could fall off the face of the motherfucking planet tomorrow and no fucks will be given in Casa de Black. Because I got my eye on the prize. I got my mind on my success. I got my mind on my brother's success. I don't have time to be worried about gossip mongering, about receipt pulling. I don't have time for that shit. And you don't have time for that shit either, brothers. You don't have time for that. Like I said, I understand the sentiment. If you think I didn't bust a few stitches today at the delicious irony that is that bitch's life at this moment, you would be sadly mistaken. But now that I done had my fun, now that I have indulged in rampant, unmitigated acts of schadenfreude, I still remind myself that I got work to do. Please make sure to hit me up, sir. Most def. Matter of fact, you know what? I want you to ask your questions. Now, unless it's personal, Dave, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and open up the Discord right now, and you can get on, and we can have a discussion. All right? But if it's personal, you don't have to do that. So you tell me how you want to do it. But brothers, understand me when I tell you that you have some motherfucking work to do. You still are getting faded by people coming at you with bullshit arguments like, if you do X, Y, and Z, you're just trying to act like white people. If that's not the dumbest shit in the world, I can't imagine. Do you know why it's the dumbest shit in the world, black man? I'll tell you why. Isn't it strange? They tell us, okay, Dave, no worries. I'll make sure to shut this off. Once the broadcast is done and the streaming is done, hit me up at Discord. Haven't you noticed, though, that everybody that's telling you that, that's saying, you can't imitate the white man and be pro-black, ain't about shit? Because I find it a little bit difficult to argue with motherfucking success. There's an old saying. If you want to be rich, don't argue with a rich man. You can say whatever the fuck you like about white people. Trust me, I have. But up until recently, pretty much everything that they've done has worked. Being for their own interests above all others works. Being willing to build the institutions, the systems, the policies that perpetuate the ability for them to benefit off of everyone else, regardless of how it is the detriment to everybody else, works. Being as inclusive as they can of whiteness, but exclusive of the benefits, works. training up their children to adopt the habits and behaviors that continue to foster the growth of the collective from generation to generation works. Yet you're telling me that because white folks do it, I should not. Fuck you. But you still got brothers out there that get caught up on that little bullshit right there. Just that one thing will have you stumbling. Oh man, I don't know. I can't really be like that. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's some shit that white folks be doing. So what? Nigga, this shit works. Fuck is wrong with you? Look, white people also use bandages when they get cuts. I don't see you niggas arguing against using bandages. Unless you like bleeding to death. Again, more mental fuckery, more mental chains to hold me and my brothers down. And I'm sick of it. We got work to do, brothers. After you done had your moment. Ha! Bitch, I told you. I knew it. Right? After you done had your moment. It's time for you to get back over here with your boy. You see this nose right here? Put that motherfucker up on the grindstone. We got work to do. And we don't have a whole lot of time to do it. We don't have a whole lot of time to heal the atomization that we've experienced, that we've been acculturated to act like a bunch of lone wolves while being predated upon by packs. We don't have a lot of motherfucking work. We don't have enough time left. We don't have a lot of time left to fix the bullshit that is in our heads and in our brothers' heads so that we could get on the same sheet of motherfucking music and do work. So fuck what you heard, brother. It's time to get it done. So let's recap, shall we? We need, as brothers, to see our interests in each other. I am you and you are me. Right? We need to support our interests, right? Uplift those who are uplifting us, right? We need to stop with the bullshit myths and the fucked up thought processes that keep us atomized and split apart and working at cross purposes from each other. And most importantly, we need to have our minds so focused on the growth of black men, the success of black masculinity. You know, that toxic shit everybody can't stand. We need to have our minds so focused on the growth and the uplift of that we ain't got time to be worried about somebody else's bullshit. There's a lot of motherfuckers that's gonna stay losing moving forward. But to the extent that we don't focus on our growth, our uplift, healing each other as brothers, reaching out the hand of support and guidance and love to brothers, to each other, to the extent we don't do that, then it won't fucking matter. It won't fucking matter how much failing everybody else is doing. Our black asses will still be on the bottom. And that's a guarantee. So, brothers, sisters, I love you as always. So I'm going to close this one out by wishing you love, peace, prosperity, and power. Real power to our people.